Now, with the Book of Boba Fett just around the corner, a lot of fans are also looking forward to other TV shows like the Kenobi TV series, and let's also focus in on the Ahsoka Tano series as well. That's really going to tie everything together when it comes to what Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni are truly planning. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars updates. Also, by the way, guys, I am on Twitter at Mike01 if you guys want to go ahead and check me out on there. I do post a couple of entertaining things on there from time to time. Now, what's really all the more exciting has everything to do with, of course, what Disney and Lucasfilm are prepping right now for the major announcements to come by this November. So this November is going to be a very fun month. I do suggest you guys kind of look forward to that, time of this year, because we're going to be learning more about the Kenobi series. We're going to be getting our very little special first look at the show, as well as other shows out there, and brand new ones that are going to be announced, be it title reveals or general ideas that'll be announced by Bob Chapek, George, John, and Dave. So that, to me, I think is a very exciting thing. That's going to be the second batch of announcements. Then the third batch of announcements of TV shows and movies are going to be coming our way over at Star Wars Celebration next year. So next year is going to be big as well. Now, on top of this, we do know that The Mandalorian Season 3 has already begun filming. They're currently working on the actual TV show. A lot of things are actually being done for the series right now in order to really kind of bridge it to other TV shows. They want to make sure that Mando Season 3 is going to have big connections to the Ahsoka series and, of course, to the Book of Boba Fett in unexpected ways. So, with that being said, I think that the most important thing out of all of this is the major characters that are going to be pretty much inserted into this new universe, and exactly how George Lucas and Jon Favreau specifically are really working hard on exactly how it's all going to be done. So, with that being said, what's really all the more interesting is that now that both Disney and Lucasfilm are focused on their new Star Wars projects like Star Wars Ahsoka and even The Mandalorian Season 3, Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni are getting ready to promote the Book of Boba Fett that is set to get its first trailer by this October. However, Jon Favreau is described to be creating huge plans for the future of Star Wars, where this plan is actually being made between, of course, John and George Lucas. That is going to involve the character of Mara Jade in The Mandalorian Season 3 serving as Thrawn's hand. So in Legends, she was Palpatine's hand, now it's being a little reversed. It's described that currently a major scene is being put together by George Lucas and Jon Favreau that is set to involve Mara Jade to have a full-blown lightsaber duel at some point with Ahsoka Tano at the very end of The Mandalorian Season 3. This duel is described to be rehearsed between Karen Gillan and Rosario Dawson sometime during January and or February of 2022 that is planned to be filmed at the very beginning of course, March as well, to be finished by the very beginning of March, I should say. Coruscant is said to be the destination of the saber duel that will take place in the underworld of the city. Mara Jade for the second half of Season 3 is said to be used as a villain and as a scope for Admiral Thrawn to hunt down Ahsoka Tano and the other remaining Jedi during the series. What George Lucas is getting ready to put together is the fact that Thrawn is trying to create his own faction of the Empire that will go against the other remnants of the Empire. Lucas and Favreau are creating this dynamic in the show that three different factions will hold tensions toward each other, and that Karen Gillan is said to also have a stunt double doing some of her more intense scenes in the series. Let me stop right here for a second. In case you guys did not know, in Star Wars Legends, there was a point in time in which we had three different factions going against each other, and that to me obviously just shows us that John and George, as well as Dave, they're really doing their homework. They're really diving into Legends and bringing it back to life, and rightfully so. Moving on. Now, apart from all of this, Ahsoka Tano is said to go on a quest to Coruscant to discover hidden Jedi lore during the events of Season 3 that will hold ties into the Ahsoka Tano series that is going to come as very unexpected. Mara Jade is said to know the secret details of the Snoke program, and that Favreau is beginning to make some changes to the character Snoke. That Snoke is actually, of course, going to stand for something as a project, and will be used for something big for Palpatine in The Mandalorian Season 4, that's going to be a game changer for Star Wars. George Lucas is described to be taking care of these story elements that will take place in the show, and that Lucasfilm is planning to officially announce Mara Jade at Star Wars Celebration of 22. And even Lucas is preparing to show up and announce the new direction for the brand. Apart from this, George Lucas actually already created the plot devices for Mace Windu's return in The Mandalorian Season 4, and that the code name for Mace Windu of his character in the series is simply dubbed as the Quiet One, a Jedi who holds deep knowledge of the past that he refuses to unveil, that was never revealed, that is crucial to the actual discovery of Palpatine and his plan with cloning. Now, I gotta say, I really like exactly where Lucasfilm is going with Mace Windu being a big deal in The Mandalorian Season 4, how he's currently dubbed as the Quiet One, kind of as if, he is keeping all this information to himself and not unveiling it to anybody. That, to me, is going to be a very interesting type of tension of how our heroes, Ahsoka, Luke, and others, Sabine Wren, Ezra Bridger, the list goes on, are going to be looking for Mace Windu at some point in time in the Mandoverse. And the main reason to doing so is to discover more secrets about Palpatine. You can see how Jon Favreau is low-key tying this into the sequel trilogy, which I do know some fans are going to put their arms up in the air and be like, why in the world is he doing that? But in my point of view, I think it is very interesting to at least add to the sequel trilogy that already exists, and to attempt to really kind of make some game changers to that. So obviously, Palpatine returning is to stay. He is to stay in several different aspects. What they are planning to do also is to incorporate a young Palpatine clone that's going to go up against Luke Skywalker at some point in The Mandalorian Season 4 as well. So basically, what Jon Favreau is doing is The Mandalorian is being used as this foundation that's slowly building towards making this dynamic of our heroes banding together and taking on Grand Admiral Thrawn and Palpatine behind the scenes pulling the strings, involving the clones and the Snoke program. But not just that, they're also going to be incorporating a lot of other foes from Star Wars Legends, and we'll get into that a little bit later. But I think that obviously when we go ahead and check what's been going on between George and Jon, obviously George Lucas only wants the best for the fans. We already know this, right? George Lucas has even stated this before in the past, that what Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni are doing are spectacular. He really does believe in what they're doing. He does actually have no worries about what the direction of Star Wars is going to go in. He's very confident. I'm very confident. I think that the Book of Boba Fett is going to sell the future of Star Wars. This is the crucial moment of 2021. December 21st, the official release date, I believe it is, for the Book of Boba, is going to be a very, very important day. If they can sell this TV show with just one episode and really convince the fans that Star Wars is truly back and going in the right direction, they're going to nail it. Because this show is actually said to hold so many different cameos and so many different connections to the original trilogy that's going to change our views of Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. I'm really excited, and I do trust in Robert Rodriguez. I do suggest that you guys go ahead and check out his past films. Desperado's a great one. Book of Boba Fett's going to be heavily inspired from that. But anyways, guys, let me know what you think about this entire scenario of what George and Jon are putting together. Let me know what you think about all of that below in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night to moon.